Episode 80. I'm your host, Tobe Johnson. Thanks again for tuning in, joining us, subscribing, and joining our patreon.com/Strangebrow Radio. That keeps the show going. Without patrons, I guess we really would have trouble doing this show once a week and going on these excursions for you, the patron members, and recording video and audio out in the field. So I'm fresh back, and all the gear has been put away, and now it's time to get ready for another road trip. I'll tell you more about that in a second, but thank you to our sponsor, Farrell, my Aaron at Etsy.com, Alchemy Sound Tools. It's Father's Day. You could just give them a screenshot of the Alchemy sound device of your choice and say, it's on the way, Pops. Do that today at Etsy.com. All right, we got some goodies for you. I'll tell you more in a momento. We'll be right back. So, we just left the woods after 2.5 days. I brought a fair amount of camping equipment and some gizmos, mainly recording equipment, cameras, and audio, based upon the fact of where we were in eastern Washington at 6,000 feet up with high skies, loads of visibility. The Milky Way never looked so crazy. So lots of photos of the Milky Way, which that's what you do when you're in the mountains, as far as I'm concerned, is get as many pictures of the sky as you can at night. But the day before we got there, the skies were crazy, and about 6 people ended up seeing what looked like, to them, a solid black triangle flying through the sky with points of light on the apex and a solid red center light, and some kind of escort military-looking craft following along or in tandem with it. So we rushed up there. Didn't see anything in the night that looked too crazy. Saw Starlink. That was maybe 30 over, I think maybe close to 40 Starlinks, which were really dim. So at 6,000 feet, if they're super dim, you're not going to see Starlink at ground level or sea level like I'm at. So basically the phenomena has come and went. If you haven't seen it in all its weird glory beforehand, I don't know if you ever will again, because there's too many people complaining about seeing 30 satellites all stream along like sausage links in the sky. So that happened. There was quite a bit of Bigfoot stuff that happened before we got to camp too. They caught incredible screams, and if we can get the guy on, Kevin, I'll just give him the name Kevin at this point here to talk about these screams. I'd love to interview him about them. I will tell you that they are very clear, reminiscent screams that he caught that are way better than the Umatilla screams, and this was in Umatilla because there's more than one thing happening. And we got some confirmation that Sasquatch was around while I was there too. The audio equipment was turned off, which where this was placed would take fingers. And then the audio recorder was removed out of the Ziploc bag in a very neat and matter-of-fact way. Nothing destroyed, nothing ruined, just like, hey, yeah, we know what you're up to, and we'd appreciate if you weren't up to it. Always interesting how they approach it at different angles. But once again, very respectful the way it was done. So I'm looking at these screams on my recorder on my desktop right now, and I'd love to play them for you, but we gotta get the guy that recorded these on here with a fantastic parabolic microphone. And boy, I don't think all parabolic microphones record at this distance, but this one did. So God knows how far away that audio was. But so what I'm going to play for you is some of the recordings from the field, because there was a track found, and we recorded a lot of video, and so I turned some of that video into audio, so we'll be listening to that. But first, we're going to go interview some friends up in the mountains unrelated to where I just got back from. This is a trip down in Cottage Grove, Oregon, and it's just me and some friends sitting back with a cold one, talking about strange stuff that's happened to them. And then we'll go right into the track casting and the footprint find that happened only a couple days ago. And then I'm going to play for you, third and lastly, interview I did with the team members of the Olympic Peninsula Paranormal Society, and talk to them about the Walker-Ames house, which I did stay the night in. And you can watch all this at the patreon.com/Strange Brow Radio. So won't you check that out? For as little as $3 a month, you can get a hold of so much content, and I appreciate it very much. But as we play this audio here, as I break up the segments, you'll hear a little bit of intermission music, and then it's on to the next segment. So, hope you enjoy this, and here we go.
Oh,
There's
saw a blinker.
I saw it too,
Right there.
Daryl. That
Right
was
up here on the
bright.
right.
There
There it is.
Were you
guys looking?
saw a ton of them last night.
Right up, let's say
Nope.
that's
It
noon
just went
o'clock.
faint. It was
I
just
caught
right.
it too.
That was bright. Thank you.
Is that
Do it
like the
again.
satellite hitting the sun? Or
Don't
whatever
know.
there?
Not always. I think sometimes it's that, but
Dogs are barking.
It's quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I worked at this place. We build rock crushers. I worked at night, and
Yeah.
I get off work. One of the guys, and we both lived in Cottage Grove. So before it got 2:30, we'd go down and buy a thing of beer because it's our night time, even though it's morning for everybody, right? So we go down and grab some beer, and then we stop off at that Cloverdale Park off of Sears Road in Cresswell. Sit there and bullshit and have a few beers, wind down from work, go home. And a few nights he'd sit there. You see that flash? No, I didn't see any flash. The next night he goes, "You see that flash?" I go, "No, I didn't see any flash." And then finally, it was like the fourth night. He goes, "There's that flash again." I go, "I seen that. What the heck is that?" It's just real quick and gone.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, and I'm like, "Yeah, I seen that." And I'm thinking, well, it could be lightning or something. And he's like, Then all of a sudden we see this light coming out of Bear Creek area. And it starts going, and it starts heading towards us, and it goes down, and it's sitting above the trees, probably 50 yards from us. And it got bright. It lit up that whole freaking area, big time. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, "Do you hear anything?" He goes, "No, I'm not hearing anything." I says, "Are you seeing anything?" He says, "All I can see is a bright light up there." So I'm out, we're sitting there talking while this is going on. And then it takes off, and then it shoots, and it's gone. And we're going, "Wow." And he goes, "Man, I never experienced anything like that. That was really odd." And then all of a sudden, here comes this other light, same area. Comes out of Bear Creek area, comes down, and it was so bright that I literally had to even shut my eyes, and I could see, when you shut your eyes in light, you can see the red from your blood vessels, and I could see that, and I'm sitting there, and at that time I'm undoing my belt, and I'm looking at my clock, and I'm like, "Oh shit, here we go again." And we left there, and that I could never get. He was done. He was like, we're not going back there. It was really close, and it was probably about the size. Those balls they use for balancing in a gym and stuff. They're about so big around.
Yeah.
It was about that size, but there was no sound, no nothing, just intense. If you ever seen magnesium burn, like a magnesium block,
I have. Yeah.
it's that.
That's crazy.
It's that white.
that sounds like what Beth and I saw up in Vida.
Yeah, this was intense.
Somebody told me about a story. They're headed up past past Camp Creek, heading out to McGowan Creek. Broad daylight, headed east towards McGowan Shotgun Creek. and this orange ball comes over to his passenger side window, same size as what you're describing. Just following him along in traffic, just keeping pace with him, just takes off, you know, going Mach whatever, just zooms up into the sky, broad daylight.
Look down that road. Stand up and look down that road. There was something darker than dark. Not on the left. That's a bush. But I was looking down there, and there was like something.
Well, I was with a guy one night that didn't believe darker than dark, and then when I went out to the woods, it's because I seen something go into the tree line, so I went out to investigate it, and I came back, and he's leaning over his front engine hood going, holy shit, I think I know what you're talking about now.
Oh, well, that is weird. We had that happen to us one time.
Trying to explain it to somebody is like,
yeah,
you
they
ever,
don't get it.
he says it's like a shadow at midnight.
Yeah, and it's milky in it.
Yeah.
It's really
But then along with it
interesting.
comes a feeling.
I know you sit there, you're sitting there looking at it, right?
Right.
And you're sitting there going, okay, maybe it's my eye. So you close your right eye and you look at it.
And then all
Then you
of a
close
sudden,
your left eye and you look at it. Then you close both eyes and you realize, oh, it goes away.
So it's not there then.
It's
really.
not there. If I can't see it, it's not there.
Yeah, it's like the deer. I can't see him. They just tuck their head behind a little tree, leave the rest of the body out. And since they can't see the hunter, then
I've heard people say Sasquatch do that too.
Well, I'm a firm believer that even like we're sitting around here, they could be right here.
Oh,
right
sure.
yeah.
now. I know they can.
Oh God, yeah.
I've seen, I watched one individual. He wasn't even being sarcastic like I get, but I was sitting there watching him. All of a sudden, he gets picked off the ground and thrown.
Our chickens used to have that
It's like-
happen.
Chickens do that.
What the hell?
We'd be in the backyard, and all at once, one of our
They go
chickens
up,
would just go
straight
like
up.
30 feet in the air, start clucking and just flapping and land on the ground and take off running.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, it was
wow,
like
I
somebody
guess
just
they're
reached
around.
down, picked the thing up, and just went
Whipped it in the air
and just
straight up.
chucked it straight up. Because I mean, they, you know, when a chicken when it takes off, they got a flap and they make all kinds of noise. These things just launched vertically 30 feet up in the air.
But I think it's like you say, they can show up at your house.
Oh yeah, they can. Oh yeah.
I mean, weird
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
They, you know, I still deal with a lot of stuff, but I just don't
Yeah.
entertain it.
Yeah, I do a lot. I mean, we're laying in bed a couple nights ago or a week ago now, and we hear this popping in the room, and I'm like, what the hell is that?
Have you ever heard the?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, isn't that weird? I think
Yeah.
that's when they're coming in and out.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
And I talked to Ron about it. Ron
Yeah.
seems to think that. But
Oh no, yeah, that's totally them popping in and out of
yeah,
a dimension.
But we heard that the other day.
it's like the one I went chasing after. But we walked. I could have swore it walked behind the tree, and I'm going after it. And freaking Dave's like, Todd, no! And I'm like, fuck this! You know, I'm going after this.
Yeah.
And I get behind the tree, and I'm like, it's not here. Where'd it go?
Into the tree.
And then I was telling Ron about that, and he goes, "Are you sure it didn't go into the tree?"
Yeah.
And at that time, I was kind of like, you know, I'm not really sure of anything, but how in the hell would it go into the tree? Well, quantum mechanics.
We are following up on some tracks that were mentioned by some of the fellow campers. And Kevin, Carly, and I have been trying to find some tracks from a different camper. We've been at it. We've gone 5 different trailheads, couldn't find shit. We get back to our car and someone who was looking for a fishing spot found some tracks down here, so we're gonna walk down here and take a look and see what we got. We're in a really beautiful spot it's a road that's been blocked by some deadfall. So looks like they're standing here in front of something. Take a look. See what they got. There we go.
Just the stand tree and one coming out. It's funny. I mean, there's no deviation there's no meandering, it's just straight to those.
Oh yeah, look at that corral. That's killer.
Yeah.
Nice score.
The porta potty's over there. I flipped it open. One of the
Oh,
stupid
some-
squirrels was in it.
This is somebody's little honey hole back here.
There's a ladder up here.
Okay.
Is it a tree stand?
No, I
No,
looked.
it doesn't
Those
look like
trees aren't big enough for a tree stand. And why would you have a tree stand where you have your...
Yeah, look at this. Someone made their own corral. Just functional. Not pretty, but functional. Oh yeah, here's their ladder. That's really cool. Must be where they string up the deer.
That's what I was thinking. That's
Yeah.
strung up there.
Well, they got some tied something there.
I had a goal one year to throw a snowball once a month,
Nice shot.
and I did it.
Yeah. And I kicked
I
it.
was in snow once a month.
That's it. I heard that one cat way down there.
Okay.
Just one little...
Killer spot. Still some snow down here. There's some snow up here. Little dots of snow. It's still warm though. It's like 69, 70 degrees.
Yeah. In a container.
You know how it comes out into a barrel?
Yeah.
The wrap is in the barrel.
It is.
That was actually something that's what the rest of all did drink a lot out of that Moolot spring up down the road.
Uh-huh.
That was good water. Really good.
Yeah, these things are really
I don't know.
I don't either.
Taste and find out. Good on you guys for getting way back here.
Oh yeah.
well. We were trying to find the spring.
I'm gonna head out with you guys next time.
I was going way back in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, Kevin and I, we went on 5 trailheads to find what you guys found once.
That's why I always say you gotta get off the beaten path where everybody goes. Get out of it. We're there now.
There we go, this way.
That walks it up there.
Oh, nice.
See, that's not elk. And there's the second one.
Oh, yeah, yeah. See that one.
Yeah.
That's the first one I found. That freaked me out, and then I seen that one from there. You can tell that's not elk. You can actually see that's a left foot because of,
Yeah, I would say.
see this right here?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And that one you can see it's a left foot because it's the same thing.
You can actually see the toes though in that one.
Yeah, well, that's the one you had of the shadow there. That's.
Actually, the third one was
Oh, was
Yeah,
it?
there was a little one way over there too, yeah.
same size.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this one you can see definitely right in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one I think.
And who's going to be back here barefooted?
That looks like a left foot too,
Yeah,
Yep.
they're both left footers.
but
Different times.
looks like maybe 2 different individuals too.
That's what I'm thinking too.
And out here, you can't leave a track out here
This
if you
one
walk.
might
So what is that? That's
This one
on
might be a big
maybe
one.
11, 12 inches and
Yeah.
maybe
Well, it
3
could have been
inches.
soft when it was
Hey, you
made.
got a thingy. Measure them. Make your notes.
The ground could have been soft when it made it. It had to have.
No. It's coming in here for a drink.
That's what I thought too. Now over there somewhere, there's another one, but it's just like that one.
11 inches.
Yeah, 11 inches. By,
About
yeah,
4.5, 4 3/4.
Mm-hmm.
Can you use the length again?
11 by
No,
Oh,
I
that's
Oh.
picture.
So you could get the picture.
want to get a
of it.
pic, yeah. There we go.
Yeah, I'm telling you, those aren't elk tracks.
No.
I've hunted elk way too many
That way a
years.
little bit. No.
Oh.
Just move it over a little so I can get the big toe as well.
Okay.
There we go.
I just don't know why. I mean, even if that was an elk track, why it would slide
It wouldn't
on
slide
this
like
one
that. They
here
go like this.
and not have another one
I'll
here.
show you. I'll show you how elk, when they slide like this
Yeah.
because they push with their front hoofs.
Okay.
See, and you could see
Mm-hmm.
the big toe right here and this one here.
This was a slide, but I would say their heel ended up right about
Yeah,
there.
that's the heel.
Mm-hmm.
And that one is
About
a
13,
foot.
14.
Yeah.
That's tough because it's slid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say that's the same
I would
as that
say
one.
it's a 12 inch.
It's at least a 12 inch, the same as that one. I'd say they're both the same. I think
This one, I don't know if you do any benefit but casting it because it's a
Right.
pocket of dirt, but this
That
one you
one's
can
the one
actually
I'd cast.
see. I
That's
agree.
the one I'd cast, that one.
Why not? It only takes 20 minutes for hydrocal to set up.
I
I
just
mean, what
cast
else do we
it.
got to do?
Yeah, yeah.
And I could go look around up there
Yeah.
for more tracks. and
Yeah, we'll just
you
let
could
it
go
dry
down
and
here,
look
yeah,
around.
sure. Yeah. That's what we're here for,
That's
isn't
what we're here for. I mean, when in doubt, cast it.
it? Yeah. No, I'm sure this is not elk tracks, you guys. I'll bet.
No, you're right.
I'll bet her house on it.
Sure you can. Looks a little bit something, but maybe.
Yeah. If it was a little less light out in the dark, we could shine a flashlight here and you guys would be able to see what I see with my eyes is that the heels here, slopes over this here.
I have a. That's not bright enough.
No, we gotta wait till, we'd have to be here after dark a little bit. But I can see it plain.
You can see it good, can't you?
That one I can.
Yeah.
It all
Well, it was that
smushes.
one I found first. And then by looking at that one, I looked over there
Yeah.
and I could see the imprint just
Right.
from here.
Right.
So then I turned around like he did and looked at it from that angle and seen the toes. And
Mm-hmm. Well, and springs are where I would look. I mean, that's where we've
Right.
always had the best of luck is less than a mile from a spring head.
yeah, Monkey Rock, there was a little pond next to the road. They found a big track there one year. Yeah, I've chased a lot of elk in my life, and I've seen how they slide. They'll slide with their front hoofs down. They
Yeah.
try to catch themselves with that front hoof.
I wish we caught that when it was newer so we could see what it looked like the day of.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always like to see
So
different
you
people's
just use
techniques.
just that?
No, I'm gonna mix it because this is pretty concentrated.
Oh, okay.
Actually, if you want to open up that bottle and then have you add it as I tell you to.
Okay.
Who's the one that? Are you the one that does the scream? The Bigfoot scream? Oh,
No.
I
That's
can't do
something.
one. Manel says I sound
You
like
can
a
dump
cow.
Oh, there we go.
That's good.
Regular Betty Crocker.
You got something to heat up stuff? That looks like good pancake.
No more.
Yeah, it is. A little
Good.
Swedish pancake action.
That's good.
Looks like a lot of plastic for that little thing.
Well,
Better
leave
have
that.
too much than not enough.
Yeah, right.
It kind of slopes up too. The toes slope up. So.
Well, Manel, if you got extra, pour it on the toe side on this one. If you got extra, just to see if any toes come out. I mean, that's a heavy animal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because look around you. All this is elk, and it's not even half as deep as that. Oh, she's got
I like the technique. The spatula technique's a new one for me. I like
Really?
it. I like it. Little tap on the top
I
there
wish
with
we
the
had
ridge.
cupcake.
This is my life, Toby.
This is her life.
This is what I do for a living.
Oh, really?
Not casting.
I do pour casts.
Yeah.
Are you a nurse? Oh, gotcha.
I'm a denturist.
Oh, so you use the dental stone too to do this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
In fact,
Yeah.
I should pour a little more, or make a little more.
Oh, you're gonna
So
make
it's
it
thicker.
thick.
Yeah, and then you can show cast it beyond the substrate so you
Right.
can show the depth.
That looks just like pancake mix. Just like pancake mix, doesn't it? It does.
Keep dumping it. Faster. Keep going. That's good.
You know, we seen
Now
a
just
grouse
pour the water.
with some chicks, and then we seen
got
a
more water,
turkey
too.
up here.
And where'd you hear the wood knock?
It was right down there. Just one little one, just a little.
Okay.
And then I get over here, I gave the home. I didn't get nothing. I'm terrible at it. She goes, you sound like a cow.
No, he said you sound angry. or something, I can't remember. What he said.
And I thought you said you sound like a cow. Knock it off.
Or you sound like a challenge. That's what I said.
But yeah, it was right down there, right in that hole down there.
Okay.
Just one little, what? So I thought it was a woodpecker, but then I listened to woodpeckers, you know, if they knock, they keep knocking.
Make it a little thicker.
Oop.
It poofed on
Let's have more water.
It poofed on me. I thought you used that water, slurry.
Well, I have leftover in here, so
Oh.
that's good.
Just trying to get it to a melted milkshake state.
Yeah, remind me never
I think
to
we got too much.
water
We might end
now.
up pouring up this other one.
No, you got too much water now, you need more pancakes. Remind me never have you make pancakes.
Here, let me
You do it, yeah. I make
probably
crepes.
I've never had those. I've never had grapes.
Where'd you get the little foldy bowl?
You can order it.
Okay.
Amazon, yeah. They're called Dental Lab
Mm-hmm.
bowls.
I like foldy bowls better, but
This
They
one's,
do.
This one's gotten kind of stiff. Over.
it's kind of cool. You can mix real well, real thoroughly that way. What's it called again?
Dental mixing bowl.
Dental mix. Okay.
It's like just a jug, you know, with just cut in half. I think would work. Then it might not be good enough.
That's certainly taking the shape of a foot when you pour it like that.
It is, see it?
And the hydrocal is so thick too that it provides its own weight and go down into find the little nuances and maybe
Man,
beyond.
It's gonna be heavy. Who's gonna pack that back?
This big guy. Okay. Let it do its thing.
Wash it out in the spring, honey.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it'll set up quick, huh?
Do it where you hear that ripple coming through. The little father.
Oh, here. I wear a size 12.
Yeah, it's about your size, actually. Hey, you didn't even put it down.
No, I did not. Don't have to make it anything formal. It's just cool to get your guys' perspective on where we are and what we're doing tonight. So go ahead and tell everybody your name and how long you've been in ops and what your positions are here.
Okay. Well, my name is Brian. I've been in ops now for 3.5 years, and I was just appointed or elected team lead in January.
Okay.
And we're looking forward to a overnight lockdown here at the Walker-Ames.
And this is kind of historic because this is literally like it's been 3 months since anybody's really set foot in here, even the caretaker, right?
Right.
Yeah. So how many times have you been here?
Many times.
Many times.
Many times. So during the Ghost Conference,
Yeah.
usually Ops takes charge of this house to do the tours
Okay.
and investigations at night. So I've led many groups through the house.
Yeah. So what can people expect when they come in here? Because I've heard the name Annabelle a couple of different times, but there's more than just Annabelle going on.
I have yet to have contacted anyone by name.
Okay.
Some of us have been touched and been heard whispers, but I'm not aware of personally of any names that have come forth, at least to me, at least.
Yeah.
I know Annabelle was the name of a young person that lived here. I think it was one of the Walker-Ames daughter. I think, I'm not sure, but yeah, maybe tonight I'll meet someone and learn their name.
Yeah, and it's hard to describe. You know, I've taken lots of pictures here, but it is, I mean, if you're going to go into a place that looks like a haunted house, it's everything you would dream of, you know, as far as, but it's historically intact. There's no broken windows. It's been cared, this whole town has.
Right.
So they have an annual ghost conference here too, and you guys are a part of that as well?
Oh, yeah.
And is that's still happening this
Still
year?
happening.
Yeah.
So this year it's going to be a scaled down event because of COVID.
Right.
So it's going to be a kind of a mini conference.
Okay.
That's in November.
And how many people generally turn out for that? It's a big one.
I would say probably 500 or 600 people.
Yeah, and did they try to do that at the casino last year?
Last year at the casino for the first time.
Right, and now is it back here in town?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's going to have anything at the casino, but most of it's going to be here and back in Port Gamble. Right.
Yeah. All right. So, if anybody gets a chance to go to Port Gamble, please do. I mean, it's on your way to Port Townsend and Squim and everything else. You just don't go across. Is that the Hood Canal Bridge? Yeah. Go straight.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's amazing. It's like stepping back in time. The view that we're looking at right now is just—it's so serene, and you know, this is how the wealthy lived. In fact, this looks like the old. Is this like a lumber yard staging area?
That was the mill.
That's where
the mill used to be. Okay.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
They've been spending the past 3 years basically replenishing what it was prior to the mill.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm staying in the basement. Nobody else is staying up there because they say it's
the attic.
I mean, sorry, the attic. Okay. I get the basement. I thought about the basement, but when I saw the fern and water, I was like, well, am I really going to...
Kind of damp.
It's a little bit dank down there. So the attic is where all the children are, and who else is up there? The nanny?
The nanny.
Okay.
That's what they say.
Okay. So have you experienced either one of those?
So the nanny's room, I feel a presence in that room.
Okay.
And it's not super friendly. It's not evil.
Uh-huh.
The house has a spirit of like a family. It's very friendly. It's very warm. You know, it's not frightening whatsoever. But that one room seems to be just not welcoming.
It's her space.
Her space,
Okay.
just not welcoming. And I have been touched in the basement and in the attic both.
Okay.
And both on the back of my calf, like a little hand.
So something delicate touching you?
grabs my
Okay.
calf, so something small.
Okay. Is there any malevolent spirits here that anybody's experienced?
No, not a one.
Nobody's ever heard of that? Okay. You've never heard of this either? No. What do you guys think of that as far as malevolent spirits in general? What is that phenomena? Do you guys believe in
You know what? I think all of the hoopla over malevolent spirits are because whether they were to begin with or not, they get mean because they're aggravated by the confrontational actions of the investigator.
Okay.
We don't do that. We're a non-confrontational investigation team.
So no instigating, no
Absolutely
provoking.
not. No provoking.
Okay, gotcha.
No.
All right.
We're friendly ghost hunters.
Now, have you ever been provoked?
No.
Have there no ghosts have even provoked you guys?
When I was a kid.
Okay.
So this is how I look at it: is everybody has two sides, right? So we have potential for great good. We also have potential for evil. Everybody does. So there's days when I'm probably not so well liked,
Right.
and days when I'm more
Right. So they're like people in the afterlife.
Right.
Right.
So
okay.
if people were mean or hung up in their life, they're probably taking that with them. But as far as an entity, like a purely evil entity, I think that's kind of a silly idea.
Okay.
Because there's nothing in the universe that's completely one way.
Right.
Right? So the nature of the universe is to have both sides.
Right.
Not to be just one thing.
And I haven't heard of that in this house, except for one or two people that talked specifically about the basement having something. But you guys haven't heard of that. I've heard that there was a child kept down there, somebody with a disability. Right. Is that something you guys have heard?
I've heard it. Whether it's Truth or not, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe tonight we'll get an answer to that.
Yeah.
We're going to be conducting an Estes.
Oh, you can come out. Are you guys?
Estes session.
Okay.
9 o'clock. We're going to be streaming it live tonight.
So are you looking for specific answers to, are there mysteries and questions to the Walker-Ames house that have yet to be answered?
Oh, yeah.
And you guys are looking to seek out those?
Absolutely.
So the family, the Walkers or the Ames, have said they didn't feel the house had any activity when they lived here.
Okay.
Right? So why are we experiencing it now?
And someone lived in here until when? I mean, this had residents until,
I'm not sure.
I think the 80s. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And was it tied to the Ames family?
Yeah.
Or okay. Yeah, and they said, I think Peter said there was no, they said nothing had happened.
Right.
Which is interesting because of the areas that I'm familiar with. One in particular, it was incredibly active. And now the new owners there are just like, what do you mean? There's no problem here. I'm like, oh. So I don't know if, you know.
If you're not receptive to it, you may never know it's there.
And what do you think about the idea that people feed this phenomena or energize it with interest? Do you think our interest sparks, you know, a conversation, a relationship between the entities?
It can, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. That'll be interesting tonight. So, all right. Let you guys get back at it, and I'll go harass some other ghost hunters.
Thanks.
All right. We have our briefing now. Here we go.
What?
Well, I don't know.
Come on, fearless leader.
Co-leader.
Co-leader. Well, okay, so where do we want to start? Where do people want to go? Anybody have a particular spot?
If it's all the same to everybody, I'll go ahead and run tech tonight. I'll just sit down
Is
tech
this
station.
what you want to do?
No,
You're back
my
tired.
back's
So.
killing me,
Okay,
so.
all right, that sounds good.
I'll stay at tech all night.
Okay.
So
Okay. Anybody, who wants to go to the attic?
Yeah, I'll start at the.
Anybody else?
I will.
Okay, cool. Okay, all right, so who wants to go to the second floor?
How about me and Linda?
Okay, second floor?
Yeah, second floor.
Okay, and you're going to the
Linda and
attic?
I.
I'll go with you. Okay, okay.
I did go to
Where,
Linda and me.
where are you going to
Linda
go?
and me.
You can't go anywhere, no.
The attic with Julie.
Who's left?
I'm left.
Who's
And
left? You Bob are going to go upstairs, second floor, right?
Right. Linda and me.
Linda and you.
Oh.
Nobody wants me, sorry.
so you should do the second floor too because it's bigger.
I'll take the girls.
We'll go to the yes.
Have we decided where we're going to do our 9 o'clock streaming?
Oh, yeah, that's in an hour.
You want to do the attic?
It's dark up there, though.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
we should do it down here.
you're down here, you're on the second floor, either one.
Yeah, well, there's a
I
place
like
to
the
sit.
second
Tap
floor,
light or
the
something.
room right
There's
up
a
here.
lot of light. So
Yeah.
Okay,
There's
whatever
a
you
lot
want
of
to
light in
do.
that
Second
room.
floor
Is that
or
the
up
master?
here. I'd rather do it right here.
Yeah, or you could do this room right up here on the second
Yeah,
floor.
I think the
Well,
second
there's
floor.
chairs and stuff here.
Oh, that's true.
So,
Okay.
and if we're going to do Estes, I want to be sitting down.
Okay. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay.
No, I don't want to do it more than 10 minutes, so 10 minutes is max.
I got a lot of questions.
Yeah, but 10 minutes, it's max. When you're
Okay.
sitting there
Do you
doing-
want to rotate it and let someone else do it then?
Here, maybe McKenna or Julie can do it.
McKenna should probably do it. I don't know. I was saying
Yeah, I'll
random
do it.
weird things.
I'll try. You want to try it for me? Okay.
Well, you know the questions now, right?
Yeah, that's true. I do know the
Okay.
questions.
Does she know the
Yeah.
questions?
Yes. So you and McKenna can take turns doing
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
That's good.
Is that all right with you?
Forgot about that.
It's not 10
You know how
minutes
it's
a
done,
session.
right? You've done it with her?
No, you can watch one.
Oh,
I can watch.
yeah.
It's easy.
It's
It's
easy.
no big deal.
Where
Just
are
sit
you
there
going
and.
Right.
Down here.
Because I want to do
Sit
the
up here.
SOS when you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Does everybody have radios?
I've got a radio.
I got one.
Yeah.
You guys got radio?
Let's make sure at least each team has a
Yeah.
radio, just in case.
Yeah, and my-
Oh, I think mine over there.
I'll go get
Okay.
mine. We all got radios. You got a radio? Okay.
Okay, anything else?
I have, yeah. I don't have, I'm not ready.
Oh yeah, hey guys, if we're doing a ghost box and it's too loud and it's interfering with what you're doing, radio and say somebody's ghost box is too loud.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, and then we won't interfere in somebody else's.
Right.
Stuff. I'm gonna take the girls to the base courtesy.
So then we can, if you wanna keep track of time, we can switch off.
Fine.
I mean,
Sure.
Okay, how long you want to go in between sessions?
My dog, you lazy. I told you he's part of our team.
Okay, so I'm following the team investigate leader, Mary Bethune, up to the top of the attic. And
I brought you a new toy.
this is where First part is going to go down.
Hi guys. We missed you.
Did you miss us?
Can't smell it anymore.
No, is it gone?
Yeah. Anybody up here want to talk? Annabelle, are you here?
Now, is Annabelle the nanny?
Little
No.
girl.
Little girl's Annabelle. Okay.
I never got the name of the nanny, did you? No. Julie?
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to show you this toy. Now you have to hit it really hard. See that? Pretty cool, huh? Oh, yeah. Not yet. I'm trying to figure out where I'm hanging so I can hear it from here, but I don't want to hang anything.
It's already got electrical tape holding it together.
I know. Is there like a nail or something? Yeah, I'm looking. I'm going to put this up so you can play with it, okay? Here's one here. Oh, that'll work. Yeah, play with the electricals. Yeah, have it right here. Oh, yeah. What are they? Oh, that's all right. Hey, where's your multi-tool?
Oh, do you need a knife?
Oh,
yeah,
Bob,
I just
they
wanted
had
to
it.
see
I
if
know
you
you cut
guys
that
were-
off right there. Okay, I didn't know who would open it. Yes, that way the kids can get to it,
Yeah?
because they're all short.
Well,
Awesome.
thanks.
Thank you. All right. Oh, wait. There's two
Another
more.
one?
Two more, actually.
Oh, yeah, it's a long one,
isn't it?
Okay.
Figured if I
Got some
could.
short kids running around.
Yeah. We've got
Is that
some.
an animal toy?
No.
It's a kid toy.
Mhm. That's my understanding.
What happens if you don't have kids?
Kids can run around and go blam, hit each other with
Yeah,
it.
right?
Thank you. That's
Oh, I know. You put your foot in it.
Oh, that.
And yeah, and you kick it around and jump. Yeah.
There
Okay.
you go. So whenever you want to play with that, you
You
just
want
have
me
to
to take
hit
this
it.
off too, Mary?
Oh yeah, you might as well.
Isn't the
yeah.
camera clicking?
No, not this. I hope you like that toy. Brought it just for you.
Somebody wrote their name here on the wall. That's kind of interesting.
Oh, is that where? Huh. Oh yeah. I wish I knew that.
Now someone put that argonite ball in there.
Oh, that's a toy. This is a toy this toy, you have to really touch it. It's motion, you have to touch it.
Okay, so that's
You can't
it.
like stomp on it.
Okay.
You have to,
That's the one?
yeah.
Yeah.
We were doing a session up here and it came on and I was doing a ghost box test. I said, who did that? And you hear this little kid's voice go, I did. It's like, wow. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll turn this guy on.
I have a
This is
battery
probably more
powered
sensitive,
fan
isn't it?
if you want to use it up here if it gets too hot.
I think so.
Oh, I think it'll be fine.
You think you'll be okay?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
I'm okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah, thank you, though.
All right.
I mean, I'm used to the sound of a fan, though.
Yeah.
We always have one.
Well, if you want it,
Yeah.
let me know. I'll just get it out of the car.
That's okay.
Okay. Oh. Oh.
So this is an active space.
There's been a woman, people have seen a woman out looking out that window.
Okay.
In the past. People walk by and see a woman looking out the window. There's, supposedly it might be the nanny.
Okay.
We don't know for sure, you know.
When I first met Pete, Bob and I had come here for
I saw it.
the ghost walk that he does on weekends, and we were the first ones to arrive. And he just because we meet down at the museum, and he said that he was just standing at the foot of the house down here, because that's where the museum is. And he shined a light up into this window, and as the minute he shined the light on, the curtains were moving.
Oh,
And then
gotcha.
Someone was looking out, and then the curtains moved back again.
Yeah, and this was here too, which
No,
is
it
interesting.
wasn't.
Oh, it wasn't here.
It wasn't
Okay.
here at the time.
Okay.
So,
If I need any sprinkles with my coffee, I can just
Yeah.
reach up here and put a little bit of condiment.
flavor enhancers.
Yeah. flavor enhanced by rat turds on top of a haunted armoire. I didn't take him up on that offer, by the way. Maybe I should have. Maybe I would have tripped so hard from old rat turds in my coffee, I might have actually seen a ghost, but we didn't. I didn't. Upstairs, I stayed alone in this supposed historically haunted attic. Children's toys, super creepy, little dolls, little weird attic spaces, cobwebs, everything you can imagine, out of central casting for prop design of a haunted attic. Zero activity that I was able to record. I still have the recording. I'll go over it again to make sure. The only thing that we heard happen was pretty remarkable, though. It was a disembodied voice of females talking upstairs. We all heard that. I don't know if anyone got a recording of that. Then there was a gal who caught live time actual audio of an EVP of a spirit talking. Now, some of this is available. You can get it at the patreon.com/strangebrow radio because I recorded a lot of video. I didn't do a lot of audio except for the stagnant audio I set downstairs and upstairs. But the video you can catch at the Patreon page. And so that's what you heard in the end part of episode 80 here. And then, of course, in the middle part was the casting that we did. A cool bit of Bigfootery that is just so fun. No matter what the end result is as far as nerding out on if or isn't a Sasquatch track. I don't remember if it was a right foot or left foot, but about 11 inches or so by 4 in a really weird spot, just coming down out of the snowdrift area there in the Blue Mountains in eastern Washington. And it was just an old horse camp. It certainly wasn't a bear. It wasn't a deer. Nothing obvious about it except it being a barefooted human track coming out of the snow towards a water source or watershed. So it was pretty old, degraded, but there seemed to be 5 toes and a ball of the foot and a heel. So great job by the couple that cast it. We had I think she was a dentician that cast it, who had dental stone with her. So I learned something new. I'd never seen a track cast in dental stone. And then the first part of the audio there, good friends of mine just sitting back, having a couple for 3 or 4 hours on top of a ridge and talking about crazy stuff that's happened to them. The first audio is Lisa and Sean Fay from Cottage Grove, Oregon. And I was never there when the chicken got thrown straight up in the air, but I've been to their house, and I've seen and heard some pretty crazy stuff, but I always wanted to see that chicken just picked up and tossed in the air, and it never happened. So, and then, of course, you may recognize the other voice, which was Daryl Adams, and then Mr. Bailey, who we interviewed in one of our other episodes as well. So thanks again for listening. Strange Brow Radio on every week. Mondays is when we put out a new episode. If you share, put a 5-star review up there, all that stuff helps us. And then if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, we have some flexibility on what we can do with our merchandise and sell it on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed, just think of subscribing for free to Strange Brow Radio on YouTube. That's it. Plug. Hope you guys are doing well and have a great summer. Get a road trip going. We are headed to Montana next in July. And oh my, going to the Montana Vortex. So some more news about that coming up. Take care, and of course, I will see you in the trees.